There are over 30 country parks in Wales. Thousands of people visit them every year.
Some are old estates of wealthy landlords. Some are old industrial sites.
The parks are usually close to towns, and that's because they've been set aside for us to enjoy on our doorstep.
But what I like about them most is that they're great places for
landscape surrounded by mountains. It has been largely created on the site of the old Dinorwic slate quarry. It's a busy tourist destination, and the National Slate Museum is also based in the park. Slate mining on a vast scale began here during the 9th. Council to protect it as an industrial heritage site and for the creation of a country park.
There's some footpaths through this quarry. You've got to stick to the path because it's quite a dangerous place really, but listen to this, listen to that. Can you hear that? That's a fantastic early morning call. And if you come here in late March, early April, you'll hear this. It's a ring-ousel. Now, a ring-ousel now is one of the most sought-after birds in the whole of the UK. All the birders say, oh, I'd like to see a ring-ousel. And here's one singing just behind me. And now's the time, late March, early April, because they're just back from North Africa. And this is a male establishing his territory here. And he's picked the perfect spot because he's right on the edge of a sheer cliff there, and he's got the quarry like an amphitheatre all around him. So that song is carrying for kilometres, and any female nearby is going to think, oh, there's a male around. In she comes, but fabulous. Just don't hear that anywhere near often enough these days.
trains of the old quarry have been lovingly restored by Llanberis Lake Railway, which is one of the attractions of Padarn Country Park. This locomotive is being prepared for service by Jenny Gorton.
Hiya.
Hiya.
You lighting the boiler?
Yeah, I light it, getting the fire going to get the steam for the day.
And I see on here it says 1922. Is that when she was built?
That was the year she was first built in Leeds, yeah.
Because they're beautiful things, are they? You know, they really are lovely looking things.
Yeah, they've got a heart and soul, haven't they?
Yeah, you're right, they have. And your job then is, what are you, an engineer of
Yeah, I'm
some
the chief
kind?
engineer here.
Chief engineer?
So my job's basically to look after the engines.
So
keep
if
them in running condition.
If anything goes wrong, you and the team then have to make sure that it's fixed and
That's right, yeah.
that they're going back again. And now, of course, they run along the edge of the lake here.
Yes, along from Llanberis in the village opposite Snowdon Mountain Railway, right to the far end of the lake.
How many of these are there? I see you've got 3 out here now.
Well, we've got these 2 steam engines. There's the diesel over there
right.
that we use to get the coaches out in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we've got a 3rd steam engine just like these, which is currently being rebuilt at the moment in our workshop here.
And would all of these have worked here originally?
Yes, they all came from the quarry.
Did they?
They were all bought when the quarry closed by this company.
Wow. And do you know what? You looked after them really, really well. I would imagine they're in better condition now than they were when they were working.
Well, quite probably, you know, they had a hard life in the quarry and the emphasis was more.
During early spring, birds are beginning to nest in the park. These blue tits have found a perfect place in the workshop building.
They really are smart birds, these pied flycatchers. Male and female, very different. He's striking, really striking black and white. She's more camouflaged, really sort of brown and white. And morning's the best time, not just because now's the time that they sing, they'll find a perch and they'll advertise territory now, but the nest building takes place in the morning as well. And she, at the moment, she's looking around, she's looking for old leaves, she's looking for bits of grass to line the nest.
Many of the pied flycatchers that come from Africa to Britain every spring end up in Welsh woodlands, particularly in these ancient oak woodlands of Snowdonia. If you come here during the first week in May, when the leaves have not fully opened and when the migrant birds have just returned, you'll also hear and see another lovely bird in Coedwig Dinorwig.
Can you hear that call? It's a wood warbler. It's another migrant, and it's literally just arrived in now, the last day or two. That's a more familiar song. This lovely descending song, it's called. And they'll perch up quite close by often in these woods, and it'll sing and sing and sing and sing and sing until it attracts a mate. And if you want to see these, now's the time to come. Before the leaves are out, you get lovely views. And a lot of people say about warblers, oh, they're not very interesting birds, but the wood warbler is, it's actually quite a beautiful little bird. There he goes again, it's a lovely song. It's a colourful sort of yellowy green colour with a bright white belly. It really is a lovely bird. And I always think with the wood warbler that it's a sign not just of spring, but the fact that summer isn't far away.
Although this beautiful ancient woodland was largely unaffected by mining, you'll find some old quarry buildings hidden away amongst the trees, and they were sited here for a very good reason. This is where the gunpowder was kept for the quarry. I'm with local historian Gareth Roberts.
Oh, didn't it? Sitting here on its own in the woods.
Yes, it's holding such dangerous, volatile, well, it's basically nitroglycerine powder. And it can blow up on anything, any heat, that sort of thing.
So it needed to be tucked out of the way, really.
As far away as possible. And here we are, here's your first clue, isn't it, about the volatility of what's been kept in here. Look at the thickness of that.
Look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And the other thing was double-walled, double-hulled.
Oh, I can see that,
So you can actually walk around it in like a little corridor sort of thing. There's another one in here. So there's another compartment. No windows.
No, no.
There is one there, but that doesn't go out. Okay, because
right.
there's a double-hulled wall over there. Now, the thing that happens here is that the roof, when it was roofed, was deliberately weak, so that if there was any explosion here, the power of that explosion would go upwards into the air instead of sideways. It would go sideways, of course, as well.
But the thick wall and the double walls would prevent that as much as possible.
So the whole reason for the double wall is that so if these walls explode, the first wall takes away the strength of the explosion as much as possible, so that by the time it hits the second wall, it then dissipates the explosion even further. Wow. So hopefully it encloses the explosion as much as possible. And these things did explode. Well, this one hasn't, obviously, because it's in pretty good shape. There's probably underneath us another foot, maybe two. There's probably also a slate floor to try and keep this stuff as cold as possible, or you know, so that there's no warmth. Because we get hot summers just like everywhere else.
I'll tell you what's fascinating now. It's been abandoned for who knows how long, but nature's taken over. You've got maidenhair spleenwort everywhere, and if you look behind you here, look at that. You've got a wren building a nest. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah.
Nature is taking over many of the quarry's relics, and the old work levels are favourite places for slowworms, our legless lizards. Local wildlife guide Gareth Jones monitors them.
Look here, no, I can't see anything. No, nothing. Okay, let's put that one back down. So when do you come to monitor these, usually then? Oh, I got my finger into that one.
I usually come about end of March onwards.
So that's when it starts to warm up,
Yeah,
is it? They're going to be out and about. A nice big flat one here. If you lift that one, I'll have a shufty underneath. See what we can see. Look at it. Oh, wow,
There's two
what
there,
a beauty. Oh, there are, yes. Wow, look at that. I tell you what, I want to touch him.
That's
There's
a big
one.
female there.
Look at that. That's quite nice. That's a younger female, but that's a big old female, isn't it? Look at the size on her. Tucked in perfectly. Wow, that is a beauty. And female, because of the line down the back.
The black stripe. Yeah, the males have got like blue diamonds all the way along the middle.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, little beauties. And of course, here is ideal for them. It's an old industrial site. They've got all these flat slates everywhere. So it's perfect, isn't it?
Ideal.
Lots of places to hide.
Yeah.
And lots of food, Gar.
Obviously. Plenty of slugs and ants here for them.
Yeah, because there are ants everywhere here. I mean, she's in the perfect place. You know, all she's got to do is lie there, open her mouth every now and then, let the ants go in, chew on those and say thank you very much.
Llyn Padarn is around 2 miles long and reaches depths of up to 30 metres. It's amongst the deepest lakes in Wales, and it's a special site in the country park, as it's one of the few lakes in Britain where you find Arctic char, a rare fish that's a living relic from the time when the lake was formed soon after the Ice Age. They're one of the park's hidden secrets. Above the surface, the lake is better known for its outdoor pursuits. It's one of the prime spots in Snowdonia for water sports. Saoirse is one of the instructors on the lake.
Hiya.
Hello.
Paddle boarding.
Yes.
I had to go at this last year. I was rubbish.
You were rubbish.
Don't fall in now, whatever you do.
You were rubbish. I can't imagine you being
I
rubbish.
was.
Why?
No, I was rubbish and I don't know. I just couldn't get my balance on it. So what's this? This is a class you're taking, is it?
Yeah, so just a bit of instruction really, just going through the fundamentals of stand-up paddleboarding, having a bit of a play about really.
And you've got the kayaks and the canoes out as well.
Yeah.
Is the lake good for this, or would you be better off on the sea? Or
Oh, I think the lake's fantastic to learn in and to teach in. It's a very sheltered area and it provides a great environment for beginners as well as people who want to kind of progress their level but in quite a very safe environment, because all of these lagoons around here are very sheltered. But then as soon as you break out of these lagoons on a very choppy or windy day, you do get a whole different type of environmental issues, kind of like wind, and you do get a little bit of a kind of baby waves that you have to deal with, so the currents do tend to be created as well. So if you did want to push yourself as well, the lake is perfect for all levels.
and I suppose if things do go wrong, all that's going to happen, you're going to go from here to the far side.
And that's not even that far. Most people swim over to that side and back on a daily basis. So, and the great thing about the lakes is it's really shallow the whole way around, so you can walk around the whole lake and never really be committing to anything too dangerous.
And it's nice. It's really nice to see so many people coming here and taking advantage of the lake. You know, it really is.
And as soon as the sun comes out as well, it's like a little hive for everyone. You get loads of children down on the pontoon playing about and loads of swimmers, and yeah, I think it's wonderful.
And that's the nature of a country park. It's for everyone, and although it's busy, particularly during the summer, it's big enough for some quiet spots. At the Snowdon end of the lake, you'll find Padarn Castle. It was built by Llywelyn the Great during the 13th century to guard the main route through Llanberis Pass.
For such a busy park, there's actually quite a nice quiet bit here. It's the river that flows from Llanberis, just over there with the mountains around it, into Padarn down below me, and it's a very slow moving section of river. And it's very good for insects. You'll have different hatches at different times of the year. You'll have your caddisflies hatching out, you'll have your mayflies hatching out, you'll have your midges as well. And that means that whenever you come here on a warm, still morning, just like it is now, lots of insects above the water. And what's interesting is that 4, 5, 6 maybe swallows have come. Probably ones that are nesting in the old slate buildings there. They've come down here to feed, and you see them skimming. Here's one now, skimming over the surface of the water, beak open, literally hoovering up all of these insects. It's a brilliant place for them to just come and feed.
Flooded part of the old quarry is used for scuba diving training. I can testify that this is very deep, cold water, as this is where I learnt to dive. Jeff Williams was amongst the last men to be employed here when it was a working quarry.
It's a fair old size as well, and it's only when you come in and stand like this, you see how big they are now. You worked here?
Yes, I started in '63 and I did my apprenticeship. It closed in '69.
Doing what?
Slate making. Out of the blocks you had of slate, you had to split them to start with for roughly the first year, probably. But if the teacher said that you'd passed, then you had to trim the slates.
So it's a long apprenticeship then?
Yes.
As an old quarryman yourself, it's now a country park.
Yes.
And it's being used again for different things. Does that please you, the fact that it's still being used?
Yes, of course. It's a lot better than being kept to go downhill, really, with nothing here to do. There are climbers, there are divers in the lakes here. There's cycle paths all along the side of the quarry, places to run and keep fit and things like that.
Not as busy as it was, but still fairly busy.
Very busy, yes.
But it's nice to see, I think, that it's become a country park and that people can come, yes, they can enjoy the peace, the solitude, the wildlife, but they can learn about the history as well.
Yes, they can.
Come down to the shallow end of the lake here now and just look at that dramatic scenery behind me. And the moods here change constantly, especially now. As we come into autumn, it looks more threatening. The wind has picked up and it's quite a bit cooler as well. And I've come down here because of some friends who fish the lake and they tell me it's a good place for otters. Now, they are mainly nocturnals, especially here. You don't see them by day very often, but down towards this end, it's more sheltered and you get flatter rocks as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look and see if I can find signs that the otters have been there. Maybe bits of fish, maybe some spraints. So we'll go down and have a look anyway. Here we are, look, this is perfect. I've picked up my trusty trail camera here and you can see marks, old spraint marks here, where it's coloured the rock a little bit. Quite a few of them actually. Some fresher stuff here too. Look at that there, see that? That's very fresh otter spraint. That's still wet actually, that one. Yeah, that's definitely otter spraint. So what I'm going to do is put this up here, maybe pointing towards the end here, and if anything comes up anywhere, that's the joy of these. If anything moves on here, this will get it while I'm snoring away in my bed, hopefully. Right, let's get this set up now.
The next morning, it was time to see what was caught on the trail camera.
Some really interesting stuff going on here last night. Quite a bit of activity as well. Take on this one. Look at this one. There we are. There's otter just leaving the stone here, going into the water, going onto that stone, and then going over and back into the water. Quite brief, but that was at 1 a.m. Pitch black then, of course. So look at this next one now. That's quite nice. That's just, again, very, very brief. That was a camera I put on that rock looking this way. You can see the camera, this one on the rock, and the otter just going into the water. So they obviously visit this regularly. I would imagine what's happening is that they're coming on here to spraint. There is some very fresh spraint there. That was from last night. So one of the otters coming on here would have just sprainted, I think, there. A couple more to have a look at. Oh, look at that. Look at that, right up to the camera. Oh, I think we can safely say that's a male. Rather well-endowed male there. And I'm pretty sure that that would have been him coming right where I am now, sprainting, leaving his mark, warning any other otter, look, there's already an otter on this territory, keep away. So he's sprainted there and he's gone back into the water. That's really nice, right by the camera too. Let's have a look at this last one. All right, there's another. Oh, 2 otters. Oh, that's nice, look at that. It's a dog otter up on here and a female otter just down here. They've both gone into the water, diving down, away they go, and they both go off together. Oh, that's really, really nice. That's lovely seeing both of them like that. And we shouldn't be shocked either, really, because when I was a lad, otters were quite rare. But this part of North Wales, this was their stronghold even then, and there would have been otters here back then as well. So they are doing really well here. It's a lake, it's got a lot of fish here, it's ideal for them, but that's absolutely brilliant. Some lovely views of otters there.
As we move later into the autumn, the fruit-bearing trees that have spread up the old slate tips add colour to what was once a grey landscape.
It's a fantastic autumn for berries, especially for rowan. See, I've got a rowan behind me here, and it's absolutely laden with these bright red berries. And now that we're into October, we've got these winter thrushes arriving from Scandinavia, and we've got probably a couple of dozen redwing in here. Beautiful, small, about the size of a song thrush, maybe, with this bright red underwing. And they're coming in. Here's one now, just landed on a berry there. They're coming in, feeding on berries, gorging themselves, not staying for long. Then they'll go off and they'll digest those berries, and they come back and feed up again. And sometimes when you get large numbers, they'll strip the whole tree and then move on. In Padarn behind me here, and of course the otters we saw were right down the far end. They're probably tucked away in a holt somewhere now. And this ancient woodland here, oak dominated, that probably hasn't changed for hundreds of years, I don't think. And this, it's a real place of contrast. You've got natural beauty, iconic landscapes, probably some of the most famous landscapes in the whole of Britain. And then you've got man-made scars. Man has literally carved out the mountainside here. And now, of course, this is a place of leisure. This is a place for walking, for biking, for climbing. I wonder what the old quarrymen would think of that.
Welsh Parks is back at the same time next Monday, and our Weatherman Walking tackles two of our best-loved mountain ranges, the Black Mountains and Snowdonia, on Friday night at 7:30 here on BBC One Wales.